This is going to be a fun one because I've kind of talked about this subject over and over again in different formats. I just saw something yesterday that got me thinking. What's up? It's Matt, and I'm going to talk about why fishing is not a sport. I saw something just yesterday on Facebook, or maybe it was a couple of days ago, and this particular individual was saying, oh, look how great this is, how it's growing the sport. And I'm not going to get into real detail about it, but I was just like, that's not actually growing the sport, that's actually capitalism. And it kind of really got me thinking. I'm like, kayak fishing is not a sport. It's not. And I'm going to take some definitions. I'm going to break it down for you. And I do want to make this abundantly clear, and I'll reiterate it again. Just because it's not a sport does not make you not make you an athlete. It means you're an athlete. If you kayak fish, you're an athlete. I will call you that, but I will not call kayak fishing a sport. Let's get into this. Break out some definitions. The definition of sport is as an athletic activity requiring skill or physical prowess. An activity involving a physical exertion in a skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment. Got that? Okay, good. Let's define game. Game. A form of play or sport, especially a competitive one, played according to the rules and decided by skill, strength, or luck. Okay, so you heard both definitions. I'm going to tell you why kayak fishing is more of a game than it is a sport. The term sport to me really does mean a real physical exertion and kind of running down and being on a team, like soccer, like football, like baseball. Okay, those are sports to me because there's like this, gets your heart pumping. Now you're gonna say, yeah, I catch a fish, man, and my heart goes pumping, or I pedal my ass out 2 miles and it gets my heart pumping, or I get excited when I'm in the lead or whatever it may be. Yeah, that's true and all, but for me, and even by the definition, kayak fishing is not a sport. And let's bring it down to even more levels. Like, there's a lot of folks out there that belong to a kayak fishing team. Now, a team, by definition, and I'm just going to spitball this one off the top of my head, is a group of individuals looking to accomplish the same goal in a sporting event or in a game, okay? There is not one kayak fishing tournament. Take that back. There are kayak fishing tournaments where there are two individuals or a group of individuals competing to get the longest length or to catch the biggest fish. And that's basically how it's done, right? Like, it's team so-and-so, against team so-and-so, and biggest fish or longest length for the day actually wins the tournament. Now, I've never seen an official tournament like that. I have seen scratch tournaments. I think Greg Blanchard did one time. I think our local community, Yakabas, did one time. In those situations, I would lean more to calling kayak fishing a sport. Right? But when it's an individual competition where 9 times out of 10 you're competing against yourself, and there's a very, very big element of luck involved in fishing, I will refer to it as a game. Okay? Now, it sounds stupid. I'm going kayak fishing gaming, right? You wouldn't really say that, but you never say kayak fishing sporting. This is my opinion. And if you don't see how I'm kind of positioning this, then maybe you and I should have a conversation face to face, or maybe you should leave a comment down below, or maybe you should just tell me to off. Anyway, So this is my rationale behind all this, right? There's no real teams in kayak fishing. So if you're part of Headwaters team, that's great. You're a collective group of guys. But when you're out on the water, you're all competing against one another. For example, if you're on that particular team and you're kayak A and kayak B, and kayak A is not going to say, okay, kayak B, you're getting really close to winning, so I'm going to give you my fish, right? That doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. Whereas if you were on a real team competing for the same goal at the end of the day, you would basically say, okay, we're dribbling down towards the goal. Right flanker sees the left flanker open, does a cross kick. Flanker goes in because he's open, right? It's a team effort to create the same ending. Now, for all argument's sake, putting a team together is to create a collective idea in kayak fishing, right? Like, so let's go back to the Headwaters example. If you're on Headwaters team, you're creating a positive outlook for our community and you represent something that Headwaters likes and you're promoting a positive image. That's a team in that aspect. But when it comes to being out on the water, you're all individuals again. And at the end of the day, for me, I don't think that this is a team sport. I don't think it's a sport. I think it's a game. Golf is a game. Darts is a game. Pool is a game. Fishing is a game. Because a lot of that stuff relies on luck. Does it require skill? Of course. I used to compete in darts. A lot of you don't know that. When I lived in Florida, back in 1997, actually 95 until 97, I was a competitive dart player. That to me was a game. Did I have a team member? Yes, but we competed together to create the same end goal. So, kayak fishing is not a sport. Argue me to death if you want to. I read the definitions. What is your 2 cents on this? Leave a comment down below. Give me your opinion. Tell me to off. Whatever. Thanks for watching these things. Have a good day. Bye.